Hello, fellow officials. This is Patrick Kane from the West Michigan Officials Association, bringing you another training video. Today, we're going to actually review and add commentary to another video that's been posted online from the California Basketball Officials Association out west. When interesting things happen in this video, I'll pause and discuss them. You'll see very quickly here, this is a very cool video where colors have been overlaid on the court to talk about and show an official's primary coverage area. So you can see the colors, pretty cool notation showing which area each official has general primary coverage for. The one point I'll note here, this official in front of the coach here has done a fantastic job getting down to the three-point line or the free throw line extended. I would challenge this official, the R, who just tossed the ball, to get a little bit deeper. They should be working down and getting along that three-point arc to get a better view of the play. I would also note that this official appears to potentially be ball watching. His eyes appear to be with the ball. This official, even though there's not a lot of action in front of him, should be focused on the players in his primary area. You will note the lead, as the ball settled deep into this corner, there's a lot of players, there's a lot of action going here. The lead has moved across the paint to force a rotation. Two things to note. When you move, don't take your eyes off plays. There are several things going on here. The lead, even though the lead's focused on this ball needing to get over, don't take your eyes off of things going here. This is a potential opportunity to talk these players through, arms off. There's a lot of action going on here that probably could be talked through instead of having a foul, but don't take your eyes off plays that potentially could lead to a foul. I also think it's worth commending this C official, who's now going to become the new trail official because of the rotation, to not leaving the play. A lot of the times you'll see crews automatically rotate. They saw that lead come across the paint, and immediately this person would start backing up. They see the rotation, but they don't want to lose that great angle, that great position they have on these two players right here. This official held and won't move back until that ball is out of their area or this play is done. Note here, great work by both of these officials. We had a three-point try go up. This person posted the three-point shot away from their body. They're using the correct arm. It should not be the left arm. It's the right arm away from the play so that she's not being blocked by her own arm watching this play. And this official this is nowhere near their primary area. They really shouldn't necessarily even know that this is the three-point shot. They should be watching all the action underneath. This official didn't post a three, rightfully so, didn't need to, and is going to wait until the shot goes in or doesn't go in. And if it goes in, then he'll quickly reference this official making the three-point try good. He'll mimic that. Now, this official didn't do a terrible job, but he's slightly left early. He's actually in pretty good position for this moment here. But you'll notice there was press coverage, meaning that the defense stayed back and they were contesting the inbound play by the team inbounding the ball. This official should have stayed back as much as they could until the ball was inbounded and then hustled down to get into position. They don't want to bail on a press coverage and leave the new trail official with too many people to observe. He's got to he or she needs to mark the inbounding player, have a count, a lot going on to let this official have that much by themselves. Now, we've talked about this official needing to get down to the three-point arc. This is a good example of where that's not quite necessary. The play has not developed or worked its way down. This official has responsibility for the division line and any potential backcourt violation. So this official, rightfully so, is trying to get a better angle. He's actually worked his way in a little bit to try to keep an angle between these players. As this play moves down, we would expect to see this official work his way down to the three-point arc line. This situation brings up an interesting rotation piece where this play is very close to this C official. This is an example where a C can force a rotation. Generally speaking, the lead is the one that forces the rotation. But because this play is so far from this official, the trail official, and it's very near the C official, this C official could force the rotation by saying, I need to get a better angle. I'm going to back up. And you can see the lead's actually starting to give up on that and let him make that rotation. Let's see if they do. The lead saw this happening, saw that the C needed to get out. The lead moved over to try to allow that C to get out. The C doesn't even know that the lead moved over because he's been focused on the play. He's worked his way back out. This is a great rotation by the crew to get themselves in good position. Notice this new C official, who was the old trail, isn't even watching this play. He's got competitive matchups here to be watching. Is there a hold? Is there a trip? What is going on here? This official is appropriately and greatly watching these plays here. Also note, while this lead official probably has peripheral vision of what's happening here because they're looking through, she's focused on these two key competitive matchups here. This is a pretty even matchup. 4 players for this official, 4 players for this official, and 2 players, one with the ball with this official. This is a great setup. Notice how the lead is doing a good job so far mimicking the ball. When the ball was all the way out towards the sideline, she was backed all the way out towards that edge. This is a great position for her. As the ball moves in, she's either going to rotate or she's going to start to close down. This official is a pretty good official. Another good thing, a lot of the times, without a lot of experience, but especially for younger officials, practice this as often as you can. She used the outside arm to stop the clock. So always stop the clock. She had a whistle and then she pointed. Sometimes you'll get used to your single arm or the wrong arm. No matter what, I'm going to put my right arm up, or in this case, it would be her right arm up. But then she has to signal with a different arm. It just doesn't look as good. So try to practice on whatever outside arm, whether it be towards the table for that 3-point arc or outside here, outside the court, stop the clock and then use that same arm to point. Now you'll notice, because the ball is going to be inbounded on the strong side now, where multiple officials are, it's going to be inbounded over here. There's a natural rotation that occurs. The new C is going to move down towards the free throw line extended. The trail is going to come back out here, and just because everything's on this side. So there's always going to be 2 officials on the strong side, and whenever there's an inbound on whatever side there will always be 2 officials on that side. In this instance, this trail official, similar to what you may have done in 2-person officiating, should mirror the ball. So as soon as or mirror the clock, I should say. So as soon as the official on the end line gives the ball to the player, there should be an arm that goes up to start the clock. The trail official only, not the C, the trail official only should also have a hand up and mirror the chop. Let's see if they do that. Okay, great job by everybody. You saw the official mirror that chop. As soon as this official, he probably bailed just a minute or a second early, not a minute, a second early. He saw that there was going to be a rebound. He knows that he needs to get down, so he's hustling down. He probably could have held for a split second longer. But good job on the C by staying with the play and not bailing until he saw who got the rebound. Now let's watch the transition. Note here, I'll try to rewind it here if I can. Note here that the official started to go, and this is okay. This is going to happen for every crew in every game. The official knew he needed to try to get in a better position on this side, but then the shot went up. So before he completed the rotation, he stepped back, because had he moved forward, now you'd have 2 officials deep on the deep, and it's going to screw up the rotation. So he correctly steps back in this play where the shot went up right away before the rotation was completed. See if I can rewind it quickly. Again, this official did not mark the 3-point try because it wasn't in her primary, and she only mirrored it after the shot went in. She held, and then she goes for the transition. I really like what this official did. This was a tough transition fast break play, but it brings up a great point. This official knew he was going to need to get down to the end line. He was potentially going to get beat, but the entire time he's running with his torso sideways, watching the play, even though he's trying to run as fast as he can because he's about to get beat. It's important to know when you're in transition, unless the play is completely behind you, you need to try to keep your eyes on the play, know where the ball is. So you may need to look behind you or look to your side. So run with your torso sideways. Play that again. Great example here of two officials posting and holding. The play was kind of in that gray area. Which official should have this? Both of them post it. Nobody makes a signal. Clearly, this is going to be a shooting foul, but let's see how they handle. Without much communication, this official knew that this was in this official's primary. Fine for both of them to have called it, especially because it was kind of in that gray area. So this official will move, make the call. That was smooth. Now, I believe you're going to see here the old way of rotating after a foul. So let me see her report her foul, and then we'll talk about that. Okay, crisp, pretty good reporting. In our world, we can use two hands to report fouls and numbers. So you can do two hands to report fouls. In Michigan now, and I think a lot of places are starting to do this across the country, we're actually asking this foul reporting official to move away to the new C. So in this situation, this official would have held and watched these players until the foul is reported, and then they should rotate. So this official would have come over here. This official would have gone over here. And the main reason for this is it gets this official who just made a call away from an angry coach or irate coach, gets them out of a situation that they don't need to necessarily be answering questions on in that specific situation. If an official wants or thinks needs to be a quick explanation of what happened, they could quickly tell the coach, this is what I saw, and then they could move over. But it gets them away from having to hear it from a coach or from players on the bench. Now, you'll note here, this official and this official both noted how many free throws there were. This is a personal preference, but I would recommend it because it saved our crew in several situations. This elite official told two shots. The elite official who's administering, the elite official mirrored that, 2 shots. I would recommend that this official also be noting two free throws here. He may be about to do that, but if I remember correctly, he doesn't here. Let's see. Looks like he may have. He may have put 2 fingers up quickly. I personally don't necessarily like the positioning of this official. I think this official is too deep. I would ask that this official be closer to the 3-point line, not in the peripheral view of this shooter until the shooter shoots, but it should be near the free throw line. And then as the shooter shoots, should step down to watch the toes, and then should have a clock hand stopping the clock up. Let's see if they do that. So in this first shot, no need to start the clock. The clock is now going to become live on this shot. That official should mirror. He did put 1 finger up. That's good. I like that. He's too far away from the play. He needs to move closer to the 3-point arc. Try to get yourself to the 3-point arc. Shot goes up. Clock's ready to start. He chops the clock. And he did a great job staying back when there's play happening back here.